Okay, but because the definition of a business is a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you, is that most people, in essence, when they say they have a business, they actually, in fact, have a job. The job just stands for just over broke. All of this stuff. All right. Why do people get into business? Any ideas? Oh, okay.
They might see a gap in the market.
Gap in the market, yeah. An opportunity.
Money.
Money, okay. Money. Any other reasons? Chris, Pete, why did you get into business?
We followed on from our family business, so it was all expected, but
You inherited.
essentially.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Any other reasons?
Redundancy.
Redundancy. Necessity.
Because you like what you're doing.
You love the job. Absolutely.
Started out as a good idea.
Started out a good idea. I love that one, yes. Okay. And they're all right. Okay, but these are sort of the more common reasons. There you go. Started out a good idea. Okay. The number one reason for business failure is burnout, but that's actually just a symptom. It's a symptom. See, as I said earlier, is that people who start out in business, unless you run your business in a strategic way, and by that I mean, in 25 years, I want to have this particular lifestyle, because the business is none other than a vehicle for you to achieve your personal goals. That's all it is. It is a vehicle. So if you decide in 25 years, I want to have this particular lifestyle, and this is what the business needs to go and do in order to fund that. So you have a definite plan. But most people, because they get into business by default, they keep just going. They're on that treadmill with no purpose. And they burn out. It's a bit like a runner. If a runner goes out running, is that when he starts running, it's all beautiful. He's got full of energy, he's enthusiastic, the wind in his face, he's looking at beautiful scenery. But unless he's got purpose, so he just keeps running, he'll soon get tired and weary and wonder why he's actually doing it. But if a runner knows I'm running a marathon, it's 26 miles, I have a goal, I have an objective. And this is the way most people indeed run their businesses, if not their lives. As I said, the number one reason is burnout. However, why do 8% of businesses fail within the first 5 years? Anybody like to hazard a guess?
Poor management.
Poor management?
Planning.
Say again?
Lack of planning.
Lack of planning?
Cash flow.
Cash flow? Yeah. They're all very, very good reasons. They're all very, very good reasons, and most of them are up there. Also passion. Passion of the
I
business.
find as well, it's the things that people don't like to build up. So, and the cash flow is a big one also.
Absolutely.
But if they're not very good at chasing people, they're very good at the who can do this for me. But
Yep.
they can't chase it later, and eventually.
They are, so they're really good at the job. They're really good at the doing. But to build a business, it takes different skill.
So that's back to management, because they can't delegate, they can't recognise what they're good or bad at, and bring in the resources that they need.
That's leadership, isn't it? We're going over here, boys. So what resources and skills do I need to put around me in order to go and achieve that? See, that is your job as a leader. And you are leaders. In your business, you're leaders. Unfortunately, these are symptoms. They're symptoms of lack of education. See, it's mainly technicians who start businesses, and by that I mean dentists are really good at dentistry, landscape gardeners are really good at landscaping gardens, but just sometimes they're not so great at the aspects that allow the business to grow, develop, and become profitable. The strategic components, like the financials, the sales, the marketing, the time management, the team management, it's those elements that are going to grow your business. business owners fail to educate themselves adequately? Why do they fail to educate themselves?
Time, interest,
Time, interest, okay.
motivation.
Complacency.
Complacency, confidence, yeah.
And because they do what they want to do, rather than what the business needs them to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a lot of specialists in areas here. How long does it take you to learn the job? Years. Years. Training. So it should be, yes, yes. But however, for the job that you actually do, you worked long and hard, training yourself, educating yourself to actually do that job. Is that fair? So accountants, they probably start at 12 years of age and they're told, listen, son, you're going to be an accountant, get that, okay? So they have a long apprenticeship. But everybody here has a specialist area. You've spent a long time actually learning that particular area, years. However, you can go down or get online. You can buy a company in 10 minutes. All of a sudden, you're a business owner. But there's no pass or fail in that. It's just something that you actually sign up to actually go and do. And this is why most businesses fail, is that people are great at the job, but they're not so great at being business owners. Does that make sense to people? Okay. Most businesses fail to plan. Why?
Lack of time.
Lack of time, yes.
Probably experience and skill. If they're good at doing the job, it's unlikely that they've been involved in writing delivery.
Absolutely, so that is back to the lack of education as being a business owner. It is all that, yes. It is all that. They fail to plan. See, what tends to happen is that you... Can everybody see that? Yeah? Dream, goal, plan, action, results. Okay. First of all, we dream. We have a dream. Everything starts out as a dream or thought. Okay? So from that, you get the goal. From the goal, you then plan, and you plan, and then you take action. When you take action, you get the results. But most people most businesses, most people, okay, they dream, goal, they go frantic with activity, so they go from here to here. And they wonder why they don't get the results. Is that most people's experience? No, I see a few heads nodding, okay. Yeah.
You've actually got a definite plan of what they want to be doing in the next
Got the action. Around.
councils have to cut that, so 6 out of 12 contracts go to the board.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do something different.
But that's doing the same thing, but the outside world has changed, and that has been pushed on you.
So we've had to change direction.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're doing something new, and probably a learning curve associated with that. So yes, absolutely. But see, the plan is the Michelangelo. It's the architectural drawing of how you're going to get there. Invariably, when I go into businesses, they say, Finn, we have a plan. Fantastic. Can I say, hold on, I'll just get it out of the drawer. Just enough. most business owners who do the plan bit, they think, job done, put it away. How many people would feel, everybody drives here or has driven a car at some point in their lives. How many people would feel comfortable driving down a road if you had no instrumentation? You didn't have your speed on it or you had no lights, anything. How many people would feel comfortable with that?
You find with low speed though, because I've driven enough that I've got a reasonably good perception of how fast I'm going. But if it's dark and I have no lights, I'm definitely going to be happy.
Okay.
I wouldn't like to be on her.
Me neither.
I know when I'm doing 30.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's
Okay.
at night, yeah. At night,
Okay,
yeah.
but it's a feel.
Yeah,
It's a feel, you know.
It's a feel.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
right.
It's a feel, but in the dark, you lose your perception.
Absolutely.
And you don't know what you're going to drive
outside
into.
influences could actually
Screw up my day.
screw up. Yeah, screw it up. Yes, indeed. And this is what tends to happen, is that businesses, they tend to run blind. Is that the plan should be visible, it should be there. Everybody should be on board. It should be used every day. Because without it, how do you know if you're on course or off course? Which, as I said earlier, is that most people then write a plan and jump up. That's it. The power of written goals. This is a survey that was done by Harvard University. I think it was 1957. And only 70% had no written or verbal goals, 20% had 27% had verbal goals, and only 3% had written goals. They revisited these people 10 years later. The 3% who had written goals were worth more than the combined value of the rest of the other 97%. That is the power of goals. See, if you don't know where you're going, then any road's good enough. I think that's Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? But if you have a destination, then you know if you're on track or off track. Has anybody ever taken a plane somewhere? Yeah, okay. Has anybody ever got on a plane and not know where it's going? So it's always got a flight plan, hasn't it? Does anybody know how much on course that plane is during the course of that journey? It's on course about 3% of the time. It's off course 97% of the time. But because we have a plan, we know we're off course, we can bring it back on course. And so it is in life and in business. Is that unless you have a plan, unless you have a business plan, then how do you know if you're doing well? How do you know if you're on course or off track? But if you have a plan, you'll recognize it and you can compensate.